What's up, everybody? Welcome to 3D Rivals, your first line of defense against stupid movies. My name is DJ, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, my sister, who has a name,
Devana,
and my friend, or my brother, Derek.
What's up, everybody?
And my friend, Dan.
What's going on?
Sorry, I forgot the order.
My friend, brother,
he's my brother and my friend, really, you know? This week, you guys, we were talking about Super 8, the 2013 movie. I believe it was 13, right?
2011?
2011. It's 10 years old. Wow. Okay.
Yes.
2011 J.J. Abrams movie about an alien. We really like our alien movies, don't we?
We do. We really do.
So we're gonna get into this. This was on HBO Max and Hulu. So if you want to check it out, go ahead if you haven't seen it already, and we'll give you our thoughts on it. First, I'd like to start. This was a bit surprising. I haven't seen it before. I guess I saw the beginning of it. I thought I saw the whole movie, but I definitely haven't. And this is a pretty good movie in my opinion. Definitely is.
Agreed.
I agree. I think it's kind of not what you would expect, really, and just kind of like it's nice. It's kind of like the best way to describe it is just kind of like nice and wholesome and entertaining and stuff. And it's not your typical alien movie. It's not your typical suspense or mystery movie, but it's a fun watch. It's just for a nice quiet afternoon. It's a good movie to watch.
Yeah.
That young man's mouth definitely wasn't wholesome, but whatever.
Mm-hmm. We gotta get on the characters in a moment. I think my wife put it in a good way. She said this is like Stranger Things before Stranger Things, and I was like, huh.
That's exactly what I said. I had that written down.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So if you like Stranger Things is better in my opinion, but if you like Stranger Things, this is like a precursor to that kind of genre of thriller, with like the kids being the main characters and like them kind of just stumbling into what's going on in the movie, which I thought was pretty
it takes place in, I think this took place in 1979. Stranger Things takes place in 1980 or 83 or something like that.
Yeah.
So I think it also kind of adds to the movie that because it's in the past and things are different.
Yeah.
Very different.
Definitely. I think it did well getting that feel for a 70, like obviously technology's updated, but when you're watching it, you're like, yes, this is the 70s, and nothing was out of place or anything. And I feel like they did a good job there as well.
Not out of place. It was funny knowing what we have now. Comments that they was making, I'm like, yeah, you have no idea, bro. But
yeah, I think it was what gets me is like some things. You know how some movies when they're in the past and they have to like constantly remind you like it's 1990. I think they did a good job of like, hey, this movie takes place in 1979, but they didn't like throw it in your face. It was just kind of like a natural thing. And then even while watching it, I was looking like, man, that's ridiculous. Like when they had those walkie-talkies with like the 2-foot long antenna.
Yeah. My part was when cutting out.
When what was cutting out? Like
the walkie-talkies. Yeah, like how I just cut out.
Oh.
But yeah, with the walkie-talkies cutting out. And it reminded me when we were kids and we had walkie-talkies that we played with for a little bit there.
We did have walkie-talkies.
Oh, yeah.
Walkie-talkies was it, man.
Yeah, it was fun.
That was the stuff. I wonder if they still make walkie-talkies. You think they still make them?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They're a lot better, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, they make them.
Okay.
Should we all get walkie-talkies?
Yeah, we should get some walkie-talkies. Wait, hold on. It's not gonna work though. No, remember Chirp? Y'all remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you at?
Where you at?
I will say for everyday people, I think it was the dumbest thing ever. But at work, it was really handy.
Yeah. I can see. I think that's what they made it for, and then they tried to advertise it to the masses.
Yeah.
That's like cool.
Same with pagers.
Yeah. Why do I need a pager? Why would I? Well, I mean, I guess that's what text messages are now, right?
Yeah, I mean, back in the day, that made sense because you couldn't text on your phone. So
True.
it's the only way for me to tell you, like, hey, I need you to call me. That makes sense.
True enough.
Yeah.
True enough.
Mm. Yeah.
Two-way beeper.
So, Super 8, movie about some kids trying to make a movie and then alien stuff happens. That I don't know. I like the kid actors in this. You know, it's always hit or miss with like when you have child actors, but I think they did really well. In like each person who had their roles, I think they did really well. My wife tells me the girl was Ella Fanning.
Elle Fanning.
Elle Fanning. Okay, so because when I was watching it, I was like, "Wow, this girl's actually a really good actress." And then my wife told me who she was, and I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, well, yeah."
Yeah. Yeah, watching it, I couldn't remember who she was, and I was thinking, like, is that Emma Roberts? So sorry,
Oh, no.
I was completely off. I was completely off, but I couldn't remember who it was. But yeah, I was thinking like she is a really good actress, and she kind of like ran circles around the other boys that were in there. But I will say this is one of the few times that none of the kids were annoying, and you know I don't like kids in movies. 'Cause they're
Yeah,
always stupid and annoying, but these kids weren't.
yeah, that's another thing I did like about this movie. Like, I mean, they were kids, obviously, but to the point of being competent up to their age level, I think they were competent. Like, there was no stupid kid stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
They actually made competent decisions and choices. So I was like, you know what? Props to them. This makes it you know easier to follow this group of children.
True that. True
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, and like, do you feel like it was probably one of the few movies in this genre where there wasn't one person who like die?
What?
'Cause, you know, like
Oh, you
those
wish
movies, there's
they
always
die?
yeah, because there's always that one character who's always super annoying, and I'm like, you could go.
Yeah,
But
no, I didn't
kind
think
of
that about anybody.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't either.
And another thing I thought was there was like a couple of side storylines, and usually like watching it, I'm like, do we need this storyline? But at the end of the day, I was just like, oh, I didn't hate it. It might not have been necessary, but I didn't hate it. Like when I first I was like, why is this in this movie? But it kind of all came together nicely, anyways.
Yeah, everything had a point.
Yeah.
I don't know why we're talking around it like there's no spoilers for this movie. Like,
Yeah, it's 10 years old.
I mean, like, because you have the storyline with our main character's mother dying in the beginning, and then obviously his father and Alice's father, who is the girl, they don't like each other. They didn't really get to it until like the middle of the movie. Why? And that was kind of like a side story, but it actually added to the character development of these characters, and it kind of gave reason for their actions in some points. So I, you know, like, oh man, what did you say your name was?
Devana.
Devana, yes.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I'm laughing at something else.
like she mentioned, it all came together in the movie, so there was like no side stories that really was like annoying or why is this in here? So I did it.
Yeah.
Enjoy that.
I did too, especially because it kind of opens, and like when it first opens up and is on like the little safety thing, like we had, 700 days without an accident, and the guy's like changing the number from 754 to 1, and you're kind of like, what? Like, what does this have to do with anything?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that either because I knew Super 8 was about an alien. Like, I knew that. And I was like, all right, so there's an accident and a funeral. I was like, oh, what? This is how this movie starts?
Yeah,
Alright.
yeah, that threw me off too.
That's when I realized I hadn't watched this movie before.
Noticed immediately, huh? All right.
I noticed when I turned it on that apparently I had watched the first half hour of it and never continued it.
Oh,
Don't know when I started the movie, but I had started it a while ago.
Oh wow, look at that.
Yeah, interesting. Didn't finish it for some reason.
Yeah. So All right, the kids stumble into this because they're trying to record a movie for like a film festival, which is fine. And I was just like, when they're recording, he's like, "Oh, this is gold. The train is coming." I'm like, "Bruh, you do not record audio while a train is there."
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, you're not gonna be able to hear anything. Y'all don't have like separate mics or
in movies nowadays. They won't record that audio.
Yeah,
they record the train, and when the train is gone, they record the audio and splice it together.
Well, this is why he was also like a 13-year-old kid making a movie.
True.
He was thinking production value, and everyone else is like, "This is not a good idea."
Mm-hmm. Although I guess they didn't make a bad movie at the end of the day.
I thought it was a really cute touch that they included their movie at the end.
Yeah.
That was dope. For a film festival, I'm like, that's a pretty decent movie. You could tell the edits was made.
Yeah.
The story was pretty bad. And so was
the but I mean, like, in that age category, like, I don't know what everyone else submitted, but I feel like they had a good chance of winning.
Yeah, no 13-year-olds were going to be submitting that. I did like how they kind of kept the alien hidden a lot, and we mentioned this a lot in these type of movies, but it did well. Like, you kept seeing like the edges of the alien and whatnot, and you're like, man, what is this thing, right? And it's actually pretty big, so I'm like, how were we unable to see this? But yeah, but
I think I think they did a good job of showing it when it needed to be shown, but in other times not showing us. So I think there was a good balance between that, and I think that was a criticism of Cloverfield, which also was a J.J. Abrams movie. Even though he didn't write or direct it, he was a producer on that. People had issues like, well, you didn't show us. So I think this one was kind of like a balance between not seeing anything at all to showing us it when we needed to see it.
Yeah. Well, right. No, his aliens have similar designs. He needs to change that. All right.
I was thinking that.
So I also think the alien story is a bit different, right? You don't get this a lot where, especially if aliens are coming to Earth, it's either like they're coming to kill us all, or or something like E.T. But this was interesting where it's like this alien, it just crashed here and it was trying to leave, not even trying to interact with us really, right? Just trying to get off the planet, and because we're giant D-bags, we're like ruining its life.
Yeah, like we're preventing it from leaving. And it was just at one point when they're watching the old film and the doctor's just like, all he wants to do is rebuild his ship and leave. And we're just like, no, you're not going to do that. And I was just like, you guys are some jerks. But like, to Darren's point, it was different. Even though, isn't that kind of like E.T. without the human government thing? Wasn't E.T. just trying to get home?
Yeah, I guess it is kind of like E.T. Yeah.
Yeah.
But E.T. wasn't captured.
It was, yeah.
What
was it, Woodward? Dr. Woodward?
Was that his name?
I think so.
Something like that.
Yeah.
All right, what like he said, we made ourselves the enemy because they was treating him bad and torturing it and stuff like that, and all they wanted to do was leave. And he was like, well, if we don't start helping it, then, everybody gonna pay the price. And that's basically what happened. Looks at humans as enemies because of how they treated him when he was captive.
Yeah, you know what?
I'm sorry, go ahead, Darren.
Oh, I was gonna say it's a good point. Like if they're aliens and they're not trying to kill us and it's not dead, maybe we shouldn't try to study it while it's alive.
Yeah,
might be a bad idea. Diplomacy.
Probably pretty invasive, I would imagine.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, even after the train crash and everything that is happening, I'm like, you guys are still like, just let it go. Like, you are causing more issues than anything else by trying to keep this thing captured.
And being major D-bags in the process, too. I couldn't stand the military in this movie. I was like, man, I really hope they get their heads blown off for real.
Everybody in this movie was a jerk. Like that one dude, I don't know what his name is, the black guy, when he stole that boy's locket. I'm like, come on.
I was like, you did not take it. I was like, what?
And like the look on his face, I was just like, you just bullied a little kid.
Yeah.
Right. That's why when he got on that bus, I was like, ha! Take that, fool. We ain't helping you.
I do have to
Real
say
happy.
the bad guy in this movie died well before the end of the movie.
True.
I was like, oh, all right. Well,
The
he's gone.
the military guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nellick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Right,
technically,
they're
the
wrong,
alien's
man.
not the bad guy in the movie, right?
Yeah, no,
Right.
it was the military.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nellick and Overmeyer. Overmeyer was the black dude
Mm.
from Why Did I Get Married?
Oh my god.
Yes, that is where he is from.
Yeah,
He's
that
been
is
in a
where
bunch
he's
of
from.
stuff.
Oh, and The Wood. The Wood, too.
Does he always play a jerk?
Yep.
I guess so, because both of those movies.
Yes, he does. And everyone.
Must be his forte.
Let's
Yeah.
see.
The relationship between Alice and our main character, who I don't remember names in movies for some reason.
Yo,
His name is Joe.
Joe.
Like,
Joe.
come
Wow,
on.
man, that was a real average name. All right, so
it was said a lot throughout the movie, but whatever.
so the relationship between Alice and Joe was kind of believable, especially since she had that connection with that feeling that her father is the one that should have died instead of his mother. I think that was a kind of a believable situation. So like it wasn't forced like you see in some movies.
Mhm.
Right.
Excuse me. Yeah, I think it was like I think like everything in the movie just kind of naturally fit, and I feel like their relationship kind of naturally fit. Even with him being like that awkward, goofy kid who's like, "Oh, I really like this girl," and he's like, "Oh, she's gonna be in our movie," and just like that building a relationship. Even with the chubby kid getting angry because he's like, "I only wanted her because I liked her,"
Yeah.
and now he's like super salty.
He kind of got on my nerves with that part because he was like, you just know what it is. I'm like, no, what's the problem? Like, you don't know what it is. Oh, you're an a-hole. It's like, why don't you just say what the heck is going on?
Yeah, tell him.
That was
Instead of
the
just
worst
assuming, like,
argument.
oh,
I'm just like, just tell him like you're talking in circles. He
Oh, yeah.
obviously don't know what you mean.
He doesn't know what you mean. He did not know that you liked her. Like you think that it was obvious, but no.
it wasn't because
It
I didn't know either. I'm like,
Yeah.
Nah,
I
it wasn't
never-
obvious.
It was
it was
not obvious.
obvious.
Although I feel him where he was like, he wasn't mad because his friend liked her. He was mad because she liked him.
Right.
Right.
It's like, I don't care if you like her. It's messed up because she likes you. So now I have no chance. I was like,
Yeah, that's kinda
teenagers.
messed up.
Yep.
Yeah, that's that teenage drama for you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Been there.
But you also notice they didn't stop being friends because that's not how it works.
Yeah, man, bros. Or,
Yes.
Girls.
right.
Thank you, gentlemen. Um, yeah, I thought that was a good portion of this movie. It just fit together really well. I actually didn't have too many dislikes. Joe, I know you wanted to save Alice, but I was like, man, going into the lair where the alien probably is. like,
Yeah, watching that, I was like, I don't know how I feel about this.
yeah.
Because I'm like, this is a bad idea. And I'm like, should I let him get away with it because he's a kid? But this is a bad idea.
I was like, yeah, that was an extremely bad idea. You got to find another way to save Alice. Now, I looked away from the screen for a second. So, was the alien actually eating people?
I think he was
Yeah.
saving them for snacks.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think he was eating one person like while they was watching,
Yeah.
and he was like going to eat Alice next, I believe, but they made that distraction and whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, now correct me if I'm wrong, the only people he outright killed was the military. And everyone else got captured. And I think he was saving them for his trip back home. So, if you get hungry on the journey, he got people to eat.
Right.
Yes.
Which I
You
dig
are-
that. I hate being hungry on the
You,
road
you
trip.
think he kind of was like, because he obviously wasn't going to kidnap humans and eat them before. You think after, like, he got captured by the military, he was just like, man, forget this race. He's just
Probably,
going
yeah.
to eat them. like,
I can see that.
Probably, yeah.
I can see that.
Hey, and I mean, you've been on a long road trip. You gotta have your snacks.
Yeah. Why do we always do this in movies? I always say this, but like if an alien can make it to our planet, maybe we should not try to start like negative relationship with them. Right?
I mean, yeah, you would think so, but I think the common thing is, oh, this is our planet. We don't know what it is. Let's kill it.
Mm-hmm. Or
Right.
yeah, let's experiment on it and poke it and things.
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly
Great
what we
idea.
would do.
Great
Okay.
idea. Great idea. They made it to our planet, something we have a heart. We can barely make it to the other planets close to us.
We didn't even make it. We barely make it to the moon.
Our closest, yeah. When the last time we've been there? Like, that would be like, to me, it's like an extremely bad idea. But humans are dumb. So,
I
but
would
yeah,
think so.
that's about all my thoughts. I didn't have too many negative thoughts about the movie like that I really dislike. I enjoyed watching it.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything about this movie I didn't like. I will say this, the kid with the braces,
Mhm.
he's gonna grow to be some sort of serial killer,
Oh
right?
yeah, no,
Carrie?
he's
Yeah.
Carrie's
Yeah,
got
Yeah,
an issue.
blowing up everything.
Yeah.
He's like they got off that bus and he's like, guys, I found my firecrackers. Like we don't care.
He told the military, he was like, yeah, I made those and made these myself.
Bro.
Yeah.
Like, you might not want to tell them that.
Yeah.
Like, this guy's
okay,
a terrorist.
well,
Yeah, he definitely got problems, though. He definitely got problems.
Yeah, I'm
But
like, this kid would be in jail in 5
Maybe
years.
people that are in demolition. I mean, they use dynamite to blow up buildings, so maybe he'll get into that. Who knows?
Is there a
Yeah,
safe
okay.
outlet for this kid? I don't know. He's gonna
I
end up
don't-
like blowing up someone's house.
Yeah, he's gonna start with small animals, and then he's gonna move to buildings. I'm telling you, in 5 years, he'll be on some watch list somewhere.
let's hope not.
He wouldn't have done
There was another bad idea they made. When all the military stuff was going off and stuff, and they ran into the house, I was like,
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm like, that's not going to protect you.
I was like, that seems
Yeah.
like. I mean, like, I guess being outside is bad, but I was like, that house is gonna get hit by something,
And it did.
and it did.
Amazing how they survived that.
No, the
you
one
know.
dude's bone was sticking out
mean-
his leg.
But he survived. They were next to the wall that got blown up.
What about when that train crashed and the car survived? Then they decided to hide up under, I guess, in that train station thing, hide up underneath it. Bruh, if a train car hits that, you will all be flattened.
Didn't
Yeah.
a train run through the station?
It did.
I think it did.
It did. Yeah. No, the car surviving was on my nitpicks. I'm like, there is no
Yeah,
way.
I'm like, no.
No way. All the stuff fell around the car.
Wait.
Yeah.
Probability. I know you hate it, Devonna, but probability says there is a chance that the car did not get hit. We've
There's
seen
always a
weirder
chance.
things in real life.
I mean, okay, there's always a chance of anything, but still, come on.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just
With
saying
that
when
wreckage, everything's destroyed.
when I see stuff in real life that's like, okay, how is it possible that that's happened? But it did. I gotta let stuff like that pass.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I guess so.
If you say so.
But I'm like, yeah, that car should be destroyed.
Yes. That's why it's on my nitpick list.
I also don't really think that Dr. Woodward survives that crash either.
Oh, no,
To me,
he's
that-
He
dead.
does
No,
not.
he is dead.
He
No.
doesn't.
He is
Can-
dead.
Oh,
No,
why don't
no
we move on to movie facts and
To
nitpicks
nitpick?
since
Wait,
we're
before
already...
we do that,
Okay.
that car doesn't have airbags, right? The
It does not.
70s.
No.
Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah. His head hit the steering wheel. His head was on the steering wheel
Yeah,
when they
like
found him.
the steering wheel will be through his skull. Like, just,
Yeah.
Like, easy.
Yeah.
the
no, he's
train
even-
would be
Because he
through
was-
him.
Because he was right. Because he was coming full speed toward the train. It wasn't like he was parked there.
Also, does
Wait,
that
he was
car
dead
cause
on
a
the train.
crash like that?
No.
No.
Let's
No, no,
let's
but I think,
move to... I'm going to answer that question for
Okay.
you guys.
All right,
Okay, I was
movie
gonna
facts,
ask
movie
you.
facts. All right, Devonna, go ahead.
All right.
Okay. Let's start with casting. I don't have a lot. Actually, yeah, it's kind of nothing. But the stoner guy,
Mhm.
the entire movie, I'm like, where have I seen him from? He's the little boy
Uh-huh.
from Seven Heaven.
What?
He is.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Dang. I did not put
Yeah.
that together.
Yep. It was bothering me so much. I had to look it up. Okay.
I think he was on something else too.
Wow.
So this is the only original film directed by J.J. Abrams. All of his other films are either sequels or part of a franchise.
Oh.
This is the only one that is not.
Oh, props to him for using limited lens flares. This definitely wasn't as bad as Star Trek.
Right.
They were there though.
So, yes, they are there. But it was fine. I didn't have an issue with it. So this movie is actually he merged two different movie ideas he had. He had a movie about kids coming of age making movies in the summer, which is something that him and a bunch of other people did. Like, run around with their parents' cameras and shooting movies or whatever. So he wanted to do a movie about that. Then he wanted to do a movie about the government transporting something on a train, and then there was an accident. Then he decided to just combine those two concepts into one movie, and now we have Super 8.
Idea.
Hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It worked out well.
So it did. So apparently Elle Fanning was only 12 years old in this movie. She looks kind of grown.
Wasn't she supposed to be older than the other kids?
Yeah, but she
Yes.
done like she was tall.
Yeah, because in the movie she was supposed to be like 13, supposedly.
Yeah, I think they were all like 13 or 14.
Yeah, but she was supposed to be whatever it is. She's a year older than them, supposedly in school.
So, since she was only 12 years old, it is illegal for her to drive, right? So they had to have a stunt driver for her driving scenes, and then she's actually in the back with like a miniature steering wheel. So it looks like she's driving when she isn't.
Okay.
Wow. Well played.
Yeah, I'm like, just let her drive.
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
it's a
yeah,
movie.
on a closed
Not a
course,
problem.
you can't have her drive. Well, I guess
It's a
because
problem.
the car's dangerous. Okay, all right, I guess.
I guess because it's illegal, and they also said they had also issues too because the kids, because they were all kids, and they can't work past midnight, and they can't work, and they can only work so hours or whatever. So they use a lot of stunt doubles for things to get around that.
Okay. How do you get a stunt double for kids that small? I don't know. Okay.
So like if they're like showing them from a distance or like showing them from the back or whatever, it probably wasn't them.
Okay. I'm about to say, 'cause, like, how do you match that size without getting other kids that also can't work past midnight?
Yeah, so
Okay.
I just thought that was interesting. Okay, so the footage that was shot in Super 8 was actually a 16 millimeter film and then downgraded to 8. So I thought that was interesting. They didn't actually use 8
that's
millimeter
dope.
film.
Ah,
I know, right?
be authentic. No.
Okay. Nitpicks. Right. We talked about the car not getting damaged.
Some nits.
Yeah.
All right.
Da-da-da. Okay.
So I believe we were talking about whether or not a truck can cause a crash that big.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because that train crash was really extra.
I mean, like, I feel
Yeah.
like the train would have just gone through the truck.
Right, and not
kept
derailed at
going.
all.
Yeah. And just kept going about his merry way. So it was extra on purpose. Abrams said he wanted it to be how the kids would remember it. So it was larger than life and over the top.
Ah.
Okay.
Since it was like them living through it, this is how they, which makes sense, right? If I'm 12 years old in the middle of a train crash, I'm like, yeah, it went through the train station and
Yeah.
everything.
His stuff was flying everywhere. I guess if you look at when they were filming the train crash, it didn't look as crazy. Like when they went back and it was in the background, it didn't look as crazy as
Right.
the scene was.
So is that why the car survived? Because it wasn't that bad?
Yep.
No,
Okay.
that car should be gone. And
No,
that guy
no,
should be
no.
super dead.
Nope. The guy should be dead, but
You could definitely be dead.
Elle Fanning's car would still be there. The crash wasn't that bad.
Okay.
Cars
If you
were
say
built a lot sturdier back then.
They were. It's probably why her father survived that crash when he
The
plowed into
crash.
the back of that parked car.
Actually,
Yeah.
no. The sturdier cars would have killed the passenger. The car being sturdier is what is the reason why they'd be dead.
I think he was alive because he was drunk.
Yeah.
They always survive.
Yeah, so he survived.
Yeah, they do.
What was that movie? It was a Robert Downey Jr. movie, and I think was it Jason Sudeikis? No, I don't
You talking
remember.
about due date?
Yeah, and like he survived the car crash because he was asleep, so he said
Yeah.
his body was limp.
Yeah.
Wow, is that a thing?
I don't think so.
Okay. So the doctor crashed into the train to try to free the alien.
Mhm.
There was better ways to do this, right? Like I get that you just want to help you get home since he's like, I communicated it with it or whatever. But is derailing a train the way to do that?
No.
Right, and then releasing the angry alien
And then
on a civilian population.
Yeah. Like, dude, come on. Yeah, be better.
I'm guessing he thought it was
Yeah.
gonna escape and just leave the planet. It's not gonna
Right.
be angry at all. Okay. Like, all right, time to go home. Just like, doubt it.
Yeah, and what's up with the sheriff? Like, I get this was a small town or whatever, but I feel like you should be more concerned with the stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just like, dude.
Yeah,
come
and
on.
then it's just like, all right, everybody had all this stuff taken out their cars. Their microwaves are missing.
Yeah.
Their dogs are missing. And he's just like, nope.
Oh, I needed to put that in a nitpick. Sorry, Derek. Go ahead yeah.
Oh, that's all I had to say. I was just like, yeah, you just had to be better with that. That was no.
Yeah, sheriff dude. If you see a pack of dogs running somewhere, look, if you see a group of animals running away, man, get in your
Run
car
with them.
and leave. I don't know what's wrong with people. They just be like, oh, that's weird. No, man, look.
Then he saw the heavy dumpster being thrown from wherever the heck it was.
Well, him
No.
and the power line guy, I'm like, dude.
Yeah, I'm like, go.
Oh yeah.
The power line guy, I'm gonna go up and see what's
Yeah,
happening. And I'm like, nah, man, I'm we're getting in
I'm
this
out.
truck and we're leaving. What was he doing? The power lines were gone.
I guess he was going to replace them. And then I'm like, was it common in the 70s for only one guy to be
Yeah,
working
I'm about to say, by yourself?
by himself? There's no way he's in that boom by himself.
He
And
should
And no
be.
one,
There has to be another person, right?
yeah, it has to be another person.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was just
OSHA.
thinking, though. Yeah, I was like, did OSHA, they existed in 1980, didn't
Maybe,
they? Or did they?
maybe not.
I'm going to look that up.
You know how
Maybe
we
after
did things back in the
100,000
day.
it was like, you need to be safer.
We built skyscrapers without harnesses and everything.
Yeah, man. The best way to do it.
Safety is never mind.
1971. So, yeah, they existed.
Okay, OSHA was there.
Okay, so the gas station attendant guy, he had a Walkman, right?
Uh-huh.
But not noise canceling headphones, I wouldn't think.
That's
There
true.
was
Yeah.
kind of a boom
Yeah.
that I feel like he should have felt. And
Yeah,
also
and heard.
hear that, dude. Like you got them old, those aren't noise canceling.
Yeah. Even, dude, first of all, noise canceling is good and all, but it's not going to cancel that kind of noise. Like, come on.
Yeah, if a
Yeah.
bomb goes off, you're gonna hear it.
You're going to hear it.
That's what I thought.
Like that is a real good exterior microphone if it can cancel that noise. Like, wow, okay. What sound does it make to cancel that out? I don't know.
I don't know. That's a good question, but I'm like, yeah, you should have heard that, dog. And
Yeah.
then he got out there exploring. like-
Right? I'm like, dude, I'm out.
Why are y'all so adventurous
I'm
in this time? Like,
I'm out.
on, man.
I'm out. I would have ran out and saw that the car was smashed and the sheriff wasn't there no more.
Yeah, I'm like,
I'm out.
man, gotta get out of here, dude.
I'm out.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
what causes that? Come on.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not like he picked up the nozzle, put it back. I'm like, it's dripping with gasoline. My first thing is now you're gonna catch on fire or something about to blow up. That's my first thought.
A lot of adventurous folk in this town.
Yeah, I'm like, y'all doing like it's just time to go.
Yeah.
You know, wasn't certain type of people up in that town. Just saying.
Well, there was, but you know, they kind of got taken out.
Well, one drove his truck
Pretty
into a
quickly.
train, thinking
Yeah, the
that
other
it would derail it. But anyhow, any other nitpicks?
Where was I? Oh, so there's no way the Air Force can keep this quiet, right? Like you destroyed this entire town. Like when the boys run back into the city, there's tanks and they're blowing up buildings trying to get at this thing. You
know.
cannot keep that quiet.
Yeah, the next town over definitely heard the tanks.
Yeah. And I'm like, you told the people to evacuate because there was like a fire. When they come back, there's going to be a bomb hole in their house. Like, I mean, these people aren't that simple.
Yeah, it's true.
I would hope not.
Like, oh my god, the fire sent a bomb into my house.
Oh well, that's normal.
So I was just like, how do they plan to keep this under wraps?
They don't. But it is the government, so they could choose just not to compensate the people.
Just ignore it. Like, huh? What are you talking about?
Like, what are you gonna do? You can sue them. I mean, you're allowed to. I don't know how well it's gonna work, but
Yeah, there's no internet, so you can't really like. Kind of hard to spread the word.
Gotta do that snail mail. It's gonna take forever.
Yeah, write an article in the newspaper.
Yeah, and the post office is gonna lose your letters, and then they're gonna act like they don't care. But you know, that's just what they do.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they kind of would have to like. They would definitely have to kill the deputy and Joe for real. Cause like them two was not keep quiet about all that.
yeah, you know, I don't know why I didn't see it coming, but when like he was like, okay, meet me and we'll talk about this, and they're just like, yeah, no, we're gonna arrest you. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I felt so bad. I was like, oh, that's messed up.
Like he knows too much. I'm surprised they didn't kill him. Well, I guess they would have to answer for that.
Yeah, I think people might miss the deputy of the town.
Yeah.
Especially with the sheriff being gone.
And
Yeah,
his
I
wife
think they
just
were
died.
just gonna,
It's not like people don't know who he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they were just going to keep him locked up until they got done with whatever, and then let him go.
And then he'll sound like a crazy person, except for the bomb holes in the houses. So maybe not.
Right.
I think at that point they was like, kind of at a loss now.
See, they need that thing from Men in Black.
The neuralizer.
Yeah.
The neuralizer.
So what was their plan?
Yeah.
How are they planning on catching this alien? Like, I don't. What
They
was
had
the
no
plan?
plan. There was no plan.
They really didn't.
They ain't had no plan. Even when dude was supposed to shoot the little trackers into it, he was like, "Hey, go track it." And he looked at him like, "What, me? Who you go track?"
Was that not like the dirtiest
Nope.
move?
It was.
Yeah, it
He
was.
had that dude that goes like,
That
go
was-
shoot it.
You coward, man, you go shoot it.
Yeah.
Then he told the
Yeah.
bus driver to get out of here. He was like, "Dude, you realize I don't have a tire on my front left wheel?
Right.
Like, we ain't going nowhere."
Yo, how did that bus stay on two wheels like that for so long?
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say that too, because all the people were on that side that was leaning, so the weight would have tipped it over.
Just ridiculous. Come on.
Told you I'd drift. But yeah, I'm like, yeah, that's not happening.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot a casting what if. My bad. I'm sorry. We're gonna go all the way back to the beginning. So instead of that one guy who was in everything, I told you guys last week. I'm like the guy who's in everything because he's
Mhm.
in everything.
He is.
They were looking at Jeremy Renner.
Okay, I guess he would have fit.
He would have fit, but I like the guy who's in everything better.
It's the
Friday
guy who
Night
was in
Lights.
everything.
Isn't he in Friday Night Lights? No.
Yes, he was in
Yes,
Friday Night
yes,
Lights.
Yes,
Yes.
He was in everything, Darren. So of course he was in Friday Night.
His name is Kyle Chandler.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, I like him. But he does just show up in things. I'm like, oh hey, that guy. All right, so I only have one more nitpick. Why didn't the government just let this alien leave? Like, you caused a lot of issues. You could have just let this thing go. Then it's just all been done.
True. What
Ain't
was the
just
point of
nothing.
capturing it in the first place, right? If it wasn't being violent towards anybody, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's like it's just trying to go home. You're like, nah, you're gonna stay here.
It's
And
not
then
their
you're just like,
way.
and then where were they taking it?
Yeah, why was it on the train?
Why were you on a train?
Going out
Where
to
were you
area
going?
Area 51.
No, they were leaving Area 51.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to Area 52.
I'm pretty sure there is an area 52, but like
Area 51B. Then I don't know.
I don't know. I guess it's not important for the movie, so
No, it's not important. I was just wondering, like, just why.
I feel you.
That was
All
my last nitpick.
All right then. Well, are we ready to rate it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm actually gonna rate this. I'd pay for that. I think it's a decent movie. If it like was coming out in theaters and I saw it in theaters, I wouldn't have been mad for spending my money in the theater. So I pay for that.
Okay. I'm on the fence. But I'm gonna go I pay for that because I have no issues with this movie. I don't think it's great. But I feel like Watch My Phone and Clothes might be a little harsh.
All right.
Would be.
Derek.
I get it I'll pay for that.
Oh.
Alright.
Okay.
Dan.
I would give it the best. I'd pay for that ever.
Okay.
It is good. Like honestly, I like the movie. I watched it like 3 times this week, but
Oh, wow.
that was really
Okay.
good to make sure I didn't miss anything. Because there was a few things I missed, like that opening scene with the accident thing. I didn't pay it any attention until the second time I saw it. I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. But yeah, definitely I'd pay for that though, because it was a good movie, very entertaining,
Yeah.
and the
If you
kids
haven't-
were good. Just besides the potty mouse, but yeah, that was good.
Yeah, they did cuss a lot for some kids.
A lot, like some harsh curse words, like not your typical,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, it was good.
All right. Well, 3D Rivals would pay for this movie. So if you haven't seen Super 8, then definitely check it out. Like, it's a good movie. Even knowing like what the movie's about, go watch it. It's fine.
Yeah, you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, you'll definitely enjoy it. Definitely. And with that being said, if you want to reach out to us, you can. We're at Gmail, 3drivals@gmail.com. Make sure you leave a rating review, wherever you watch or listen to our podcast. We definitely would appreciate that. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and hit the like button. With that being said, thank you so much for listening, guys, and peace out.